Have you ever felt like your life is a browser with 100 tabs open? One tab is your career path, but next to it are 12 other potential careers. Another tab is your friend's perfectly curated travel photos. Another is a news alert about a crisis. Another is a dating app. Another is a workout plan you were supposed to start 3 months ago. Tab after tab after tab, each one representing a life you could be living, a person you could be. And in the middle of all that noise, you're just frozen. It's not that you lack options, it's that you have too many. It's an anxiety of infinite choice, a kind of paralysis of purpose that is deeply familiar to our generation. We scroll through lives, we scroll through jobs, we scroll through partners, endlessly searching for what exactly? That one single thing that will finally allow us to close all the other tabs, joyfully and without regret. This feeling is a defining struggle for so many of us. We are a generation actively seeking purpose and meaning, yet we're adrift in a digital landscape that promises connection, but often delivers a profound sense of loneliness and anxiety. We're experts at building a persona. That's the term the psychologist Carl Jung gave to the social mask we wear for the world. Our Instagram feed is a masterclass in persona. Our LinkedIn profile is a perfect persona. We spend so much energy curating this external image, this highlight reel of a life, that we sometimes lose the plot of our actual life. This constant pressure of identity formation in a digital age leaves us feeling spread thin, inauthentic, and exhausted. We're haunted by the fear of missing out on a better life, a better career, a better us that might just be one more click away. The result is a deep, quiet ache. It's the spiritual and psychological cost of living in a state of permanent potential, never fully committing to the soil right under our feet. But what if I told you that a 2,000-year-old story, just 2 sentences long, holds a radical and powerful roadmap for escaping this very paralysis? A story that offers a profound solution to our very modern dilemma. It doesn't offer a 5-step plan or a productivity hack. It offers something far more potent, a secret about the nature of purpose itself. The story comes from the Gospel of Matthew, and it goes like this. The kingdom of heaven is like a treasure buried in a field, which a person finds and hides again, and out of joy goes and sells all that he has and buys that field. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like a merchant searching for fine pearls. When he finds a pearl of great price, he goes and sells all that he has and buys it. Now let's set aside any traditional religious framing for a moment. Let's approach this not as a theological lecture, but as a profound psychological and symbolic map of the human soul. This is a story about finding meaning so total, so absolute, that it reorients your entire existence. Let's use a Jungian lens to unlock its contemporary relevance. Carl Jung believed that ancient myths and sacred stories are original revelations of the preconscious psyche. They are not just tales, they are living maps of our inner world, holding what he called a psychotherapeutic value. So what is this treasure, this pearl of great price? In Jungian terms, it is a perfect symbol for the self. The self is the central archetype of wholeness, the totality of our psyche, encompassing both our conscious and unconscious minds. It is your true, authentic, unique potential. It's not the person you think you should be, not the persona you project to the world. It's the person you were born to be. Finding the self, Jung said, is the ultimate goal of our psychological development. It is synonymous with finding your life's true purpose. Think about the 2 scenarios in the story. First, the man who stumbles upon a treasure by accident while working in a field. This speaks to so many of us. We're just going about our lives, doing our jobs, paying our bills, plowing the field of our daily obligations. We're not necessarily on a grand spiritual quest. And then, one day, the shovel hits something hard. a glimpse of it. Maybe it's a moment in a conversation, a line in a book, a sudden creative impulse, a moment of profound connection with nature or another person. It's an unexpected brush with something deeply, authentically real. It's a moment where the veil of the ordinary parts, and you see a flicker of gold. You see a glimpse of yourself. And what's his reaction? He doesn't just admire it. He immediately hides it. Why? Because he knows its value is absolute, and he knows the field, the context, the life in which it is found, is now priceless. He is filled with an overwhelming, motivating joy. The second figure is the merchant. This is the seeker. This is the person who is consciously searching for meaning. He's looking for fine pearls. He's a connoisseur of purpose. He's read the self-help books. He's been to the workshops. He's tried the different philosophies. He's sorting through a lot of valuable, but ultimately not transformative options. He's searching just like we search, scrolling through an endless feed of possibilities. And then he finds it. Not just a fine pearl, but the one pearl, the pearl of great price. He instantly recognizes its supreme value. There is no hesitation, no pro and con list, no asking for second opinions. The search is over. Both the laborer and the merchant do the exact same thing. They perform an act of radical, total commitment. They go and sell all that they have. This is the part that should terrify us, and this is the part that should thrill us. What does it mean to sell all that you have? From a Jungian perspective, this is a metaphor for the most crucial and courageous part of the individuation process. Individuation is the lifelong journey of becoming who you truly are, of differentiating yourself from collective norms and expectations to become a whole, integrated individual. Selling all you have means letting go of the attachments that are holding your old identity in place. It means selling your persona. You have to be willing to liquidate the carefully curated public image, the good son, the successful professional, the effortlessly cool creative. You have to abandon the identity built on likes, on promotions, on external validation. It means selling your ego's plans. The life you meticulously mapped out for yourself at age 22 might be the very thing you need to let go of to make room for the life that is trying to emerge from within. It means selling your limiting beliefs, your comfortable resentments, your familiar anxieties. It means selling your dependency on the approval of others. It's a declaration that your connection to your authentic self is more valuable than anything the outside world can offer you. And notice the emotion that drives this radical act: joy. The man doesn't sell everything out of grim obligation. He does it out of joy. This is the key. The discovery of the self, of your true purpose, is not a burden. It is not a call to miserable sacrifice. It is a liberation. It is the exhilarating realization that all the things you were clinging to were actually weighing you down. The joy comes from the profound relief of finally knowing what matters, of finally being able to close all the other tabs. This ancient story is a direct challenge to our modern paralysis of purpose. It tells us that meaning isn't found by keeping our options open forever. It is found in the joyful, total, and terrifying commitment to the one thing we discover to be of ultimate worth. Your pearl of great price will not be the same as anyone else's. For one person, it might be the calling to be an artist, requiring them to sell a stable, high-paying job. For another, it might be the realization that their purpose lies in building a family and a home, requiring them to sell a life of nomadic freedom. For another, it might be a commitment to social justice, requiring them to sell a life of comfort and political apathy. The point is not what the treasure is. The point is what you do when you find it. The journey requires courage to engage with what Jung would call the integration of opposites, letting go of the conscious life you've planned to make room for the wisdom of the unconscious that is bubbling up. It's a journey toward wholeness. So how do we apply this? How do we move from a compelling metaphor to a lived reality? It starts by changing the way we search. Perhaps we need to stop swiping through life looking for the next shiny object and start paying more attention to the field we're already in. What are the quiet, persistent interests that you've dismissed as impractical? What are the activities that make you lose track of time? What ideas fill you with that telltale sign of authentic excitement? A feeling that is equal parts terror and joy. That's where the treasure is buried. This path requires a new kind of courage. Not the courage to hustle harder or to build a better persona, but the courage to be still. The courage to listen to the quieter voice of the self beneath the loud demands of the ego and the world. The courage to face the truth of what you find. And it requires asking yourself some profound and challenging questions. The kind of questions that can change a life. What is the treasure you've already found, but have kept hidden, afraid of what it would cost you to claim it? What is the pearl of great price you've glimpsed, the one that makes all your other ambitions feel like cheap trinkets? And most importantly, what are you willing to sell to buy the field? What parts of your life, your identity, your plans, are you willing to joyfully let go of in order to live a life that is wholly and authentically your own? This isn't about achieving a perfect life. It's about committing to a true one. The path of individuation isn't easy. It involves sacrifice. But the story reminds us that this sacrifice is born not of loss, but of an overwhelming joy. It's the joy of alignment, the joy of purpose, the joy of coming home to yourself. My hope for you and for myself is that we can find the courage to stop endlessly scrolling through the lives we could be living. That we can begin the real work of digging in the field right in front of us. And that when we finally strike that treasure, when we finally find that pearl, we have the wisdom and the guts to joyfully sell everything else and claim the one life that was meant for us all along. Thank you.